I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. One with the 30-yard line for the Vikings.
All right, we're live tonight. Welcome in on this Thursday for our second live. We're going to jump into this situation with NBA, Trump, Cash Patel, bringing down the mob, ripping into illegal gambling, faking injuries, and so on and so forth. Uncle Charlie, what do you hear? What do you know? What do you see? Exactly, Uncle Charlie, exactly. We're going to talk about this. I want to touch on a little bit, too, of the fake news CNN. And also, I'm going to tell a story, get permission from my wife, a little bit of the illegal sports that I'm not proud of, that I was involved with back when I was young and stupid. So we'll talk about that towards the middle of the live. And I got more information surrounding the 5 families and the sports betting, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of the remodel in the White House on the East Wing, and how fake news is just thrown at Trump. Hello, all the moderators. Thank you so much for being. Hey, Crystal and Lemon J. Thank you for being here. All right, so I'm going to talk about this one time and one time only. We talked about it a little bit earlier. So this is a big story, and will this help Cash Patel and FBI Pam Bondi and Donald Trump or not in the chat? Will this help? What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about NBA's, and ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to go away. This is a big story. It's been going on for 20, 30, 40 years. Just because you have gambling in 36 states or whatever it might be, the NBA is so easy to fix. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me. You don't have to believe it. I'm going to give you a few examples, but I'm going to wait for everybody to come in. But I'm finding out more details, like faking injuries, poker games being rigged in New York and Philly, how they do it. But it always comes down, who reached out to Cash Patel? 3,000 calls. There was an informant. There's always an informant. Before I go any farther, if you're young or anybody wanting to get into any of this illegal gambling, it just ends up two ways, right? One's behind bars and the other one, you're not here. The informant was involved, 3,000 calls to the headquarters in Cash Patel. That's been going on for a very long time. And more information is coming out. Cash Patel is not saying too much on it, but he did go say, like I talked about earlier, that he did say it included 5 families, the Gambino, and a couple other families. Actually, what I found out, it's not 5 families, it's 4 families, but it doesn't matter. And why is this happening when these players are making millions and millions of dollars? Well, we touched on that earlier. But the poker games and faking injuries, I had to get a little bit more information. I'm going to explain to you about faking injuries. For those who, first of all, I'm not encouraging anybody to gambling. Sports betting, gambling is supposed to be for fun. Never forget it. Never forget it. But they get into it, these NBAs, right? They make millions, but they want to make more millions. And it's an addiction like alcohol, drugs, and a lot of other addictions. What do we know? We're going to talk about a little bit. Why so many players? Well, I'm going to jump into why so many players. Why so many players are involved is this. The organized crime, mafiosos, they are only going to take a certain amount of money these days. 4,000, 5,000, 2,000, in casinos too. But they can break it up and say, hey, tell your friend, tell your player, tell your point guard, tell different players and get them involved. And that's how. And by the way, my sources are also telling me there's referees involved. Why did the referees get involved? Well, I'm going to give you an example. They're going through a problem with a child. Maybe he's sick, he's not doing well. The holidays are coming, they need money. It's very easy to rig in basketball. College basketball is the easiest. NBA, we touched on this. For an example, if you have they don't care, ladies and gentlemen, about the game winning or losing. They can care less who wins the game. It's all about the spread, okay? It's a point spread. If there's a spread on a game, meaning a 6-point spread on NBA, I'll give you an example. Lakers, by the way, the Lakers, I'm finding out development stories. Let me just pin this in real quick, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you, moderators. If there's a NBA, and let's just say, for example, LeBron James, and he develops an injury, and his over and under is 33 points in a game, that's called a proposition bets, prop bets. They have these prop bets for the last 15 years. Now, Vegas has them out, Atlantic City has them out, a lot of casinos. And if he's over like 34 points, say 34 points, and he is around 31, and they got a lot of money on the over on points, well, they're going to tell, I'm just using LeBron James as an example, because they did say some of the Lakers are also involved, but we don't know who. By the way, these players I'm not going to announce because right now it's allegedly, although some are coming out pleading guilty, they'll say, you're hurt, go out of the game, 7 minutes left in the fourth period, you're not going to go over. That's what they care about in that situation, right? Faking injuries, right? And as far as the spread, they don't care if the Lakers are favored by 6 points playing the Knicks. Just for an example, they don't care if the Lakers win. They don't want them to win by 6 points. Why? A lot of money is on the spread on one side. And that's what the mafia does. Now, why are they going to organized crime? Well, I talked about this earlier, so everybody's on the right page. They're not going to gamble in Las Vegas, Atlantic City because it's illegal. So they rather take a chance on crypto and that kind of stuff now, right? Because we're living in 2025. Before it was all currency. They rather roll the dice, right, and go with organized crime. And that's what they do. And now, faking injuries is big. This is a big story. Kash Patel, on one hand, he is making a statement. I mean, he's bringing down organized crime. He's bringing down NBA, possibly NFL, NHL. This could make a big name for Kash Patel and a big name for Trump. On the flip side, they got to be very careful because you're dealing with organized crime. And, organized crime, they'll get sentenced for a few years, but there's always going to be organized crime. Let me continue. Involved in sports betting. Ladies and gentlemen, most people only watch the games because of action. They want action, whether it's $5, $500, $5,000, it's action on NBA, action on Major League Baseball. If they didn't have that right now, in my opinion, sports wouldn't exist. All right, it wouldn't be as popular. The ratings, all these networks would not be able to carry it. Okay? And by the way, for those who don't think that Las Vegas, Atlantic City, and some of those aren't involved, guess what? You're guessing wrong. They are involved as well. They're just legal, right, by commissions. They're legalized gambling. The difference is the organized crime, and I'm not going to call it the five families, are doing illegal poker games. Now, how did they rig the poker games? How did they rig the poker games? Well, electronics, there's always card counters. They'll have a couple of their own guys play in, counting cards, the best of the best, and that's how they get them involved. So once they get suckered in, once these players get suckered in, that's it. They're in. Now, they base on credit. We touched on this in my previous live, but for those who weren't here, how do they sucker them in? Well, first of all, there's no credit in organized crime. Trust me 100%. They'll give you credit, and it'll give points out. For example, if a player wins $2,000, he loses, he doesn't pay. Now, they don't go break your leg. And they'll say, hey, there's something about you I like. Let's catch it back on the next game. Now they're in the whole 4,000. No problem. I like you. Tell you what, all we want you to do is fake an injury. Okay? Miss a couple of free throw shots, right? In football, fumble the ball. We don't care. We'll do the rest. We'll do the rest. You just do your part. You're suckered in. And don't worry about the $4,000. We'll pay it back later. And then when it gets to a limit like $6,000, $8,000, then you know what happens, right? And most of these players, they don't care if they tell these players, sell your house, refinance your house, go rob a bank. And I'm not saying go rob a bank, but you know what I'm saying. We don't care. We want the money. I quote, organized crime, okay? And that's what's going on. This is a big scandal, guys, breaking news this morning, okay? I didn't hear about it. I'm not shocked about it. I know a lot of you are shocked. I'm just shocked on Kash Patel calling out the five families or four families. It's called following the money. This is about following the money. Everything has to do with money, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about money. And these players have this addiction, and once they start small. When I say small, not $100, a couple $100, and they get involved with it. And it's not going to go away. It's going to continue. So don't let you think it's never going to stop. And I'm not encouraging anybody. Gambling is supposed to be fun. I've said this a couple of times. This was $10 million takedown. $10 million takedown is why the FBI and Kash Patel and Donald Trump got involved. So Trump is taking down unorganized crime. He's taking down NBA. You know, he doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, who you are. If you do illegal stuff, you'll be prosecuted in the law. Now, allegedly, these players, now there's coaches involved. I'm not going to call out the names. They're still innocent. Players involved, and a lot of organized crimes out there that are involved. And they're saying, Kash Patel says 5 families. My sources are telling me 4 families. I'm not going to go back and forth on it. Basically, what they did is they got in bed with the mob. These NBA players got in bed with the mob. They got hooked. It's been going on for 10 years, 5 years, 20. Oh, I can't believe it's been going on. Yes. Well, how's it going on? We got all the gambling. Again, if you're just coming in, they're not going to risk a take in Atlantic City or Las Vegas or Connecticut or anywhere else in the world. But they'll reach out to organized crime. And a lot of people wanted me to talk about it. I wasn't going to come back and talk about it, but friends of mine said, Sal, go ahead and talk about it. I got permission from my mom to talk about my little small situation. We'll discuss that in a little bit. Very small. I'm not proud of it. And that's what you have. This is a massive takedown. And it just started. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to hear more from the NFL, Roger Goodell. You're going to hear more about NHL, Major League Baseball. Because why? Trump don't care. Right? Follow the law. Don't break the law, and you're fine. And then we're going to talk about the White House and the East Wing and how he's getting all these haters, and Democrats mostly are putting him down as he's paying for it out of his own pocket, and a lot of donors are helping out the East Wing that Barack Obama wanted to make a basketball ring and just a bunch of offices, and he just wants to make it nicey nice for future Democrat presidents, future Republican presidents, the Senate to have their future big dinners. That's all. So that's where we're at. Now, I did give notice tonight, Mike. Nice advice. It seemed to help. It seemed like a few of you seen the notice. I was able to give an hour notice because I was off tonight. So shout out to Mike to remind me, Mike the moderator, to go ahead and give a little notice. So I appreciate all the likes and subscribing on this live. Now, if you're new to the channel, come on board, like and subscribe. We cover politics, breaking news, scandals, Kash Patel, Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, Epstein files, you name it, we cover it. Again, I am not encouraging any kind of organized crime, but it's out there. And that's it. And that's that, right? All right. I'll get into some comments in a little bit. I just want to cover one more thing here. I think I covered the 3,000. Did I cover that? 3,000 calls. 3,000 calls came into the FBI that led to Kash Patel. And an informant. Who is he? Who is she? We don't know. And if I did, I wouldn't tell. I don't know. So there was an informant, rat, whatever you want to call it, got in these poker games, what I'm hearing, and then led to mouth to mouth to mouth. And when you got 5 families, 4 families of New York, some of them don't care. Though these players will go to, like, for an example, Gambino. Okay, Gambino turns you down, right? They paid their debt. Gambino doesn't want your action. They go to another family. And that's how you got all these families. And I could go on, but I won't. But that was then, this is now. And that's what you have. The NBA gambling scandal. That's right. Thank you, Gary. This is big news. If you haven't heard, it developed this morning. A lot of people are shocked. Oh, mob exists. How could this happen? It's not true. I'm hearing people say it's not true. It's true. It's true. 100%. Kash Patel came out. The Attorney General says it's there. He called out the 5 families, 4 families, whatever it might be. He's called out the players that are allegedly involved, referees, coaches also involved. And I'm going to tell a little story about me and Maribel. It's kind of funny. Maribel says it's okay to tell. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'm trying to get all these comments, guys. I appreciate everybody for being here. I'll read the comments. Why is Trump not interviewing? Why is Trump not interviewing with the government shutdown? It's affecting all the people. Yeah, we'll talk about the government too, real quick. Thank you, Crystal, by the way. The situation with government shutdown, a lot of people are going to suffer. You got SNAP benefits that people. Whiskey Tango, Floating Heart. Thank you so much, Whiskey Tango. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. Thank you so much, all of you, the Floating Heart. It's affecting so many. Trump has come out and he discussed what's going on. Again, it's because of Chuck Schumer, and the Democrats. And by the way, they're not helping because they're coming out and they're saying, at least they're telling the truth, we're doing this because of Trump. We're doing it because our way or no way. So it's horrible. Instead of coming out and saying, you know what, we're going to probably open up. We disagree with Trump on the Obamacare reform. We disagree on the Medicaid threat, on the big beautiful bill. No. What they do is keep digging themselves backwards. Talking about a mob, that's, again, if you're new to my channel, the Democrat Party is worse than a mob. I'm going to get a light on here real quick and we'll get back to talk. But thank you for the comment. Crystal, hold on.
This is Sam. This is also Sam.
So, that's that. Now, so let me just give you some photos here. A lot of people are saying, who are the 5 families? Who's taking charge? This is, that's them there getting, this all happened this morning. A lot of them are already in custody. When I say in custody, the 5 families, they're being brought down. Let me just kind of move that out of the way. So a lot of them are already in custody. They're shocked. They're, as the FBI takes down unorganized crime. And yeah, what's up, $1 Million Friend? Yeah, I'll get into that story. $1 Million Friend. Yeah, and Ozzy's it's a joke, alluding to some of the little people, aka trolls, about calling me a millionaire and this and that, whatever. Boy, I wish. But we'll get into the story between me and Maribel in a little bit. Maribel's comfortable telling part of the story. I think I told this story before, but for those who don't know, on my little bit, and by the way, I'm not proud of this, what was done with my family, that's that, on sports gambling. Let me make it clear. Sports gambling. Sports gambling's always been illegal. It's only been legalized in Las Vegas, most recently Atlantic City, and now it's legal on your phones and other apps and stuff like that. But the FBI is not playing around. So I ask you this. When you're going to do, first of all, how do I put this? I'm trying to put this. Let's just go to no screen here. Let me just say this. If you're going to do a crime like this, when you involve multiple people, more people that's involved, then your chances are great to get caught. I'm referring to organized crime. If you're doing it by yourself, I'm not encouraging any crime. Please don't read through me, okay? Not at all. No good. But more people that's involved in organized crime, and as far as bookmaking and that kind of stuff, more people that are going to rat on you, just more complications. And, that's what happens. That's what's going on. And then you involve, I think they said, let me see my notes. Was it 36 players? 34 NBA players. If you're just coming in, is Trump taking down the mob? Basically, he is, right? And Kash Patel. 34 NBA arrested, and more to come. More to come from Kash Patel. Who was the rat? Who did this? Who was the informant? I don't know. Massive mob takedown. Wired fraud, rigged games. So there was wired fraud, rigged games. What were they thinking in 2025? What the hell was organized crime and these NBA players thinking about this? How did the FBI and Trump get involved? It's simple. Informant. Right? 3,000 people. Calls after calls. Let's see. Is there still mob out there? Let's see. And then Kash Patel, the best of the best. Let's find out what's going on. Let's interview this informant. Let's get more details. Let's get a rap. And that's what happened. And that's that. And that's how we're where we are now. Now, will we get more players? I think so. I think it's probably going to grow to maybe 100. I think it's going to lead to NFL, Major League Baseball, and people are going to say, well, why didn't this happen on the previous administration? They were sleeping. Why didn't this happen a couple months ago? Because they needed to put the case together. They need to put the case together, develop the truth and the facts behind illegal lies, gambling, not legal. Okay? And that's where we're at. So how about these poker games? Let's talk about the poker games. What happens in poker games? You got to have luck, right? Sure you do. You can be good at it, but when you got card counters and you got informants involved and you got your own organized crime playing that they don't know, that's how they make money. Card counters, rigged shufflers, more cards in a deck, more aces. Well, wait a minute, Mr. YouTuber. How about the other players? They got to get the cards. When you're outnumbered, right? When you only have 2 or 3 of the NBA players and you have about 6 to 7 organized crime playing, you tell me, you give me the math, right? And if they do lose a 6-to-3 ratio, they're going to get it back in the next card game. So shuffling machines, all this AI stuff, organized crime thought there was a couple steps ahead. They were wrong. NBA thought they had it. They were wrong. And now what do you have? Multiple arrests. And who gains from this? Does Kash Patel gain from this? Yes or no? Does Trump gain? Did they get any leverage in this? In politics? Yes or no? I don't know. I'm asking. Does Trump, one of the best presidents ever, and Kash Patel get any leverage in this? Yes or no? Does it help him? Yes or no? What do you think? I'll give you just my thoughts. And before I go any farther, I'm drinking a little white wine from my mom. She's feeling better. Also got permission to tell my little bit of story from her. We'll talk about that story in a little bit. Thank you, moderators. Once again, thank you for all the comments. I appreciate it. I wasn't going to talk about it again. I was going to talk about the White House. We still can. I was going to talk more about this King stuff, but that's kind of getting old. So a lot of my phones start blowing up from people who support this channel. They don't make comments. Say, I'll talk about it. We like it. We want you to talk about it. So we're talking about it. That's so well said, Ozzy. When the racketeers win, the common man loses. Yeah. So well said. So, all I know is the government officials are acting like a bunch of toddlers that can't get along. Absolutely. We see this time after time after time. Crystal, excuse me, Crystal. Hello to Janine and all the moderators on here. Appreciate everybody, all the moderators for everything you do. But yeah, this is a big deal and it's not going to go away. You're going to hear more about it. And again, I wasn't going to touch on it, but I wanted to get a little permission from my mom. She's doing well. Maribel on the story. And my phone just started blowing up from people who are watching the video and asking me because they know that I was just involved that much on sports tickets. I'll tell the story about Maribel. I don't know if Maribel wants to come out and join in. We'll see. We'll see if Maribel, because it's kind of funny. We've been married 34 years and we just met. And so a lot of you know already, I worked in Atlantic City even as a kid in the 80s and early 90s. And, again, I'm not proud of it, but, we did some sports betting and sports, bets. We'll just say that. And tickets, amusement only. How's that? We always had amusement only. Does anybody remember those tickets that you had? I'm sure a lot of you in the 50s. If anybody's over 40, had those tickets, amusement only, and that kind of stuff, and tickets, and all this stuff is all now legal, and and Maribel came home, and she found some fazools, and she, whoa, I'm going to go shopping. I said, what are you going to do? Where's all this money at? And she thought that I had some money I was putting away, and it wasn't all my money, so percentage was, and pretty much it was kind of funny to see the expression on Maribel's face. Are you making that kind of money in Atlantic City in the 80s? Yeah, sure I am. The toke rate was fine. What's the toke rate? Tips were fine. I was making very good money back then in Atlantic City, and dealing baccarat and that kind of stuff. It was just kind of funny to see her face. And, I got out of that environment very quickly because I knew it wasn't a good way to go. And, my uncle who's deceased and grandfather who's deceased, it was a good idea for me. First of all, I wasn't good at it. I was horrible at it. Okay, I was young, and I'm not proud of it. And and that's that. So I knew that there was no future in that, and at least I was able to be smart enough and had good leaders behind me and family, father included, mom included, to tell me this wasn't the way. And me and some guys, we stayed involved with a little bit longer on certain situations like blocks and squares. A lot of you know what that is, and even that's illegal. And you don't see much of that. You see it in some bars, and that's also illegal. When I say squares, a lot of times on Super Bowl, you have the squares, 0, 7 were always good numbers and that kind of stuff. And after that, that was it. And pretty much, it just wasn't the way. And anybody who's young out there who thinks you can outbeat the law, you're not. You're going to lose. And there's only 2 ways out of it. And one is behind bars for a very long time. Sometimes you never get out. And the other one is, you're just unalive. So you're not with us anymore. So I don't encourage anybody, any shape, way, or form, to get involved in any of this kind of stuff. And look, the bottom line is people are always going to gamble. People are going to always have these addictions. We need to work on that. I say it all the time. We support the homeless in Las Vegas, and I say it all the time. We need to work on addiction with gambling, drinking, narcotics, prescription drugs, a lot of addictions. I wish we can actually work on more of that, with the Trump administration as well, but only so much can be done. And a lot of it's all got to do with money. You got to say this, I'm getting off topic a little bit. The fentanyl in these and in certain countries, in Venezuela and stuff, these submarines that he's taking down, he's hearing grief about that. Do you understand? They weren't fishing like Trump says. If every submarine they take down, it's probably going to be saving 10,000 people. This fentanyl is very bad. So we got to work on addictions and that kind of stuff. Gambling's fine. A lot of people can gamble 3 days a week, every day, small, and pay your mortgage and pay your car payments and that kind of stuff and live a good life. But, once you start thinking you can outsmart the odds makers in Vegas, organized crime, you're not. So you got to have fun with it, win a little bit, buy something nice, buy somebody nice, whatever it might be. It's not the way to go. So I just want to put that out there. Just wanted to put that out there. So anyhow, this is a big deal. And the families out there in New York, the 4 families that are allegedly involved, not all of them are involved. They're scared. They're scared right now. But you know what? They're not going anywhere. Again, I'm not encouraging organized crime mafia. Let me look in the camera. But they're not going to ever go anywhere. You're not seeing it all on TV, blowing up the cars and all that anymore. But why? I talked about this before. Cameras, our phones. There's video surveillance on a lamppost. There's video in your cars and there's cameras everywhere. So that's gone. They're just very secret, very quiet. Very quiet for the last 15, 20 years. And now all of a sudden you hear this, but it's not going away as far as organized gambling, or illegal gambling, excuse me. That's never going to go away. I will be deceased, and it'll still be going on. It'll just keep carrying on. And a lot of people say, well, continue to say, well, you have Vegas, Atlantic City. People trust their bookie. Their bookie doesn't ask for credit. If you're broke, the bookie's going to say, you want it, here it is. Okay? You lose, we like you. Here it is. Come back. Thank you for the donation. Hey, I appreciate that. Trump is taking out the cartels. The mafia is not safe at all. They work with the cartels. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for that incredible comment. We appreciate that. So well said. Yeah, Trump's taking down the cartels, taking down the mob, taking down Republicans. He'll take down anybody. He doesn't care who you are. If you disobey the law and you do something wrong, he'll take you down. He'll take you down. He doesn't care. And he's right. He's correct. No one's above the law, not even Donald Trump. No president, no vice president, no cabinet members, no Kash Patel. But I have to give it to Kash Patel. But I'm just going to say this one time, and one time only. I'm trying to think how I can put it. I'll just say it. they got to be very careful on how they take down some of these spy families that are allegedly behind illegal sports betting and poker games and other games. What I'm saying, that's all I'm going to say. They got to be very, I'm not encouraging anything, but they got to be very careful on how to pursue it. And that's that. I won't say any more about that. But I think it's going to actually help Kash Patel. Certainly going to help Donald Trump. Because Trump's not afraid of anyone. And by the way, I've talked about this before. I'll read some more comments. Trump was approached by the mob when he was a builder, architect, and all that. Multiple times. And Trump did this. Don't need you. Don't need you. So let me just say this. I'm 100% sure Trump was never involved in any of this organized crime. You see pictures with Donald Trump with certain people from Philly and New York because that's Trump, right? But never got involved in any of that. He didn't need anything from the unions. He had his own money. He worked hard for him and his family. And that's that, right? So he was approached. He was in photos, certain photos, and it wasn't photos of crime, just photos of Thanksgiving giveaway dinners to homeless, this, that, whatever. But he never went on. So I applaud Donald J. Trump. He's been a very honest, amazing president. And by the way, did you guys hear him call out the Democrat today? How they're charting to drop the F word? Trump said this. Does anybody hear that? Yes or no? Trump goes, now they're getting like, they're trying to act like me. Trump says the F word, but Trump doesn't say F word over and over. The Democrats are now using it in every sentence. You know, trying to be the tough guy, and it's not working. No one can be like Donald Trump, just like no one can be like you. No one can be like anybody, right? So, but yeah, Trump, one of the greatest presidents ever, and now he's stamped it and said, I'm not even afraid of the mob. He's not afraid of them. You know? He's the best of the best, and that's that, you know? So we'll see what happens with NBA. NBA did come out with a statement saying, oh, there's Maribel. NBA's coming out with a statement saying they cooperate with the feds and the FBI based on any players. Now, the Lakers are also involved, Portland Trail Blazers, coaches, and more teams are coming out. And I think Lakers came out with a statement saying, you know, we're all in, we cooperate. If any players did anything like this, they're off the team, and they'll probably get some time. So the NBA is working with Kash Patel and the FBI, is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. So, but again, I don't think this is the end. I believe baseball and football, I think NFL will be next. College basketball, we'll see. More NBA players, absolutely. College football, maybe. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit on how it works. I hopefully you enjoyed that or took it in. Don't have to believe it, but that's what it is. I think I covered most of it. I covered the informant. Faking injuries, that's big. So a lot of people are confused about the faking injuries, but it's big. With all these proposition bets you can bet on. I got one going on tonight just for fun on a quarterback going over 200 some yards. I've seen some weird shit happens. I needed 1 yard the other night, my little $10 bet for fun. And he needed 1 yard, and they took him out of the game. 1 yard. Now, they were up by 10 points, but still, 1 yard. So I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that game was fixed. I'm just ranting, having a conversation. But again, guys, real quick, for those who are coming in, I'm Sal. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Come on board if you like the content. It's never about the win or loss. Never. Most of the time, 90% of the time, they don't care who wins the Super Bowl, who loses the Super Bowl, who wins the Alabama game, who loses the game. It's about the spread. That's why they don't touch spreads that are 1 point, 2 points, 2.5 points, or 3 points. They like spreads that are 7 points, 6 points, 6.5, 10 points. I'm giving you guys a little view on how it works. They'll touch some 3-point spreads, but most of the time they go after these bigger spreads. You know, like when the Eagles are playing, my Eagles, the greatest football team ever, and I'm just kidding. they go after these large spreads. Now, I'm not here to say every NFL game is fixed. No. Every NBA player is involved. Absolutely not. Every referee is involved. Of course not. But there's always going to be one or two. And I just gave you an example of what happens. Referees don't make that kind of money. They have some financial problems. A child's sick. It's around the holidays. Whatever it might be. They get approached by organized crime because the player's involved. They know what to say. And if they approach 20 refs, one's going to be involved. And that ref will say, timeout, injury. And they'll make those foul shots. They know when they can call foul in NBA. If you know what fouls are, when you touch somebody who doesn't follow sports, they know when to make the fouls. How many times you watch an NBA game, you say, where's the foul? Where's the foul? Why was that a foul? Wait a minute, why was that a foul? Well, think about it. I'm not saying sometimes these refs are just not, involved in the game. That's a whole nother story. But a lot of times, they're involved, and they're getting paid out. And then the ref will say, I'm done. I made my money. No, you didn't. Once you're in, you're staying in. And then they get caught. And in this case, there's a referee involved, what I'm hearing. Maybe more. It's a big deal, guys. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm talking about it. It's a big deal. It's bigger than a lot of people realize. And they're after somebody from speeding. They're after somebody for speeding. Or something. Okay. Trump is just another Biden sending money to other countries. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, Bruce? Good to see you. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate that. Breaking news, Trump found in Epstein list 420 times. Fake news. Fake news. I'm glad you got it off your chest. Hello, hello. For those who are saying hi, first time on this live, thank you. Marco Rubio, love Marco Rubio. My neighborhood sirens all day. Hey, Kathy, I hope you're doing well. Crime's up. Crime's up. That's why Trump wants to reduce crime. Now he's in San Francisco. Andy, how are you, Andy? Spray tan. Thank you for your comment. Nice hat, thank you. Little Marco. He is short, but he's tough. Next president. What's the score? 21-3 Chargers. Hell with MAGA. Who knows why American fights? God bless Trump. Barbara, how are you? Always good to see Barbara. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate you guys. Como's done. Madani, whatever his name is. Thank you, Richard. Como has no chance. It's gonna be Madadi. And he's dangerous. We'll talk about that another time. He's very dangerous. It's only the beginning with him. I hope I'm wrong. But it's only the beginning with that guy. Should you vote Republican, Deacon? Absolutely. I'm only kidding. You should vote on your issues, Deacon. That's up to you. I'm not here to persuade you. I'm just telling you that the Democrat Party right now is absolutely lost their minds. They are stupid. So that's up to you. That's up to you. But I can tell you this. He's doing amazing stuff, Trump. I still don't think he's a Republican or a Democrat. He's an independent with the R, in my opinion. Democrat Party is cooked, Paul. Cooked, Paulie. Paul, I hope you don't mind me saying Paulie. But Paul, yeah, it's cooked like burnt toast. Burnt toast. With a little butter on it. It's gone. Dustin. Dustin Nunez, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for supporting this channel with the membership. Thank you, all of you who are members and moderators and all your support on these lives. Can never do it without you. Hey, we got 39,000 subscribers. We're approaching 40,000 subscribers. I think back and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Again, it's all because of you guys. Appreciate it. Each and every one of you. Thank you for all the longtime subscribers from the unemployment days up to now. If you're new to the channel, we're on live almost every day, talking breaking news, politics mostly. At the end of the day, we help out the homeless people that are struggling in Las Vegas that Trump needs to do a better job. Yes, I've called Trump out. For those who are new, I'm a diehard Trump, and he's doing great. He won. Get over it. I have no problem calling him out, and I'll call myself out. What's going on in New Zealand? I'm just saying your country's cooked. You think our country's cooked? I disagree, but shout out to New Zealand. Vikings going for a field goal. For those who are watching Thursday Night Football, he made it. No, he didn't make it. Fix. He didn't make it. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Paul. It's a little bit of everybody on here. It's a little bit of the combination of moderators and 85% you guys. A little bit of my wife. A lot of my wife. I just call myself out. See that? A little bit of my wife. A lot of my wife. See? I call myself out. I don't know why we give other countries money. It has to stop. You know, previous administration gave out plenty of money from countries, from anything from condoms to Sesame Street to shit that doesn't even, crazy shit. Opinions on Elon. Won't see him no more. Elon got Trump elected. He was part of it. He did a lot of good. Let's not give him a bad rap. But he should have never called out Donald Trump. That's a wrong thing to do. I think they're getting back together. That's what I see. I don't know what you want me to say. He's smart. He's brilliant. I don't know what you want me to say. He's bad. You know, I think I said it correctly, I think. Trump needs to keep American first. He is. Isn't he keeping American first? What do you guys think? Is Trump, it was a question, Trump needs to keep American first? Don't you think he's keeping American first? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no? Isn't Trump keeping us first? No? Yes? Maybe? No comment? If you never made a comment, I appreciate all new comments. Kathy says yes. Somebody says laughing out loud. No. A couple more no's. And then a few more no's. No, he isn't. Trump gave Argentina $40 billion with a B. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are disappointed, Bruce, like yourself, you know, on that, you know. So, Sand says, is it Sand? Yes. Yes, yes. So a few yeses, few no's. I think he's keeping us, I think we're first. I think he's doing, keeping the American people first. Trump is doing God's work. Amen. Bruce Matthews says no. No way, Sal. Hey, I appreciate all the comments and all your views. You know, you should disagree. I don't have all the right answers on Trump, this, and that. And I call them out, but I still, my opinion, I think we're in better shape with Trump than we are the previous administration. That's just my opinion, but you guys can disagree, and that's called common sense, and that's the American way. Brian, welcome in. Trump is anti-American. MAGA baby. Yeah, where's all the MAGA in here? Did you hear? I did not hear about Joe Rogan. Let me just see the rest of that comment. Sorry. I did not hear that, Dustin. Yeah, Lemon J. There's the MAGA from Lemon J. There's the MAGA, Make America Great, Kathy. There they are. I knew there was some in there. I was starting to believe that nobody believed in Make America Great again. I was really thinking, wait a minute. You know, I got some Italian friends right now that are mad at him because, anyhow. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's that. But I'm MAGA. But he is spending money, Bruce. You are right. I'm not going to disagree. He's not perfect. This is not just to you, Bruce. I never said he was perfect. Did I ever say Trump was perfect? No. But he keeps continuing to try, and like a lot of people said on here. There's some more MAGA. I was beginning to think there was no more MAGA in there. Make America Great still the thing? Yeah, absolutely. I'll salute. I'll salute Paul. I'll salute Dustin.
He's out. Carson Wentz came
Steve,
back
how are you?
wearing that brace on his left arm.
Absolutely,
Doesn't
Kathy.
look comfortable. He hit his, hand on a
Yeah.
helmet earlier in the game. A lot
Now,
of
if you're just coming in, we're talking about organized crime and the NBA scandal that broke news this morning. Just to bring everybody up to date. Trump's taking down the mob. Well, he is. He's the leader. He's the president. So he's taking down the mob with Cash Patel. He's taking down NBA. He's taking down anybody who's crooked, who's doing anything illegal. Eventually, you will always get caught. Massive takedown just started. Just started. And will continue. Just started. You know, Ozzy, you're right. That's why I'm only sticking with one little glass of my mom's wine. Good little Chardonnay. You're right.
He's questionable, and so is Tony Jefferson.
Trump is the mob boss. Frank, absolutely. He's the real mob boss, right, Frank? We need to get at Gavin Newsom. He has a 0% chance to run. He's a piece of shit.
What are you seeing from them here?
I hear you, Bruce. Well, Bruce, Bruce, I hear you. You're right. I can't disagree. I mean, but there's the thing, Bruce, and I'll wrap this up with that. Yes, you're right about that. But at the end of the day, we can't trust this Democrat Party. They are so crooked. Even the governor of Chicago today said this on Fox. Did you guys watch him? What a piece of shit. Gambling. Speaking of gambling in Las Vegas. Supposed to be helping Chicago out. But you know what he said? He almost said he liked Trump. He said, I like the fact, the question was from, there was a question about what has Trump done good? And he stayed quiet. He goes, the border. So even he's saying, because the Democrats, they didn't know what, they did it purposely. So even most Democrats, governors, they know Trump's the best. They just stick together. I will give the Democrat Party this. And Trump said it, I've said it. One thing the Democrats do well is what? They stick together, right? You very seldom see an informant in that party, right? You don't see a rat in that party. They stick together. They stick together. I'll give them that. Trump said that today. Was it today or yes, today? So with that, most people are going to continue to lead towards the Republican Party and Trump. Even though he's not perfect, because the fact of the matter is, you can't trust the Democrat Party. They're taking away people's food stamps next month. That's a shame. People depend on that for a little while. Mothers need it. Fathers need it, right? Taking it away, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Because why? Schumer shut down. Air traffic control are not going to get paid. They got the money. They're fine. Bullshit. They're losing out because of a government shutdown. Thank you, Mike. I want everybody to think about that. If you support this radical left Democrat Party, think if you are on any kind of assistance, government assistance, isn't that a shame? You depend on that for a little longer, right? I'm not encouraging people to get on government assistance. Don't mislead me, but people depend on that for a little bit. They had some bad times. Maybe they just got on it. Now they might not get it for a month or two or longer. Because of who? Chuck Schumer. And a radical, stupid, unorganized crime. They're doing a crime. That's a bigger crime than, in my opinion, just my opinion. I'm not encouraging any organized crime. They're worse than this scandal. Once again, we got to work on addictions and all that. I've said that multiple times, but that's worse. That's worse, Whiskey Tango. Thank you. Am I right or wrong? Is New York City a lost city? Absolutely. It's a beautiful city wrapped around horrible officials. Horrible. It's a shame who's running New York and California. They're running it to the ground. Like everybody says, I hate to repeat that, but it's true. They're running New York and California into the ground. It's not safe. Socialism's coming, more so in our future than it is now, under these Democrat governors and leaders. Let me lower this, sorry.
Stay in Minnesota, so I'm going to stick with Minnesota, but I'm a Brian Flores guy from his time in Miami. I need him in Dallas because she's just a little bit, Herbert looks a little too comfortable back there.
It really is, guys. I'm being honest. It's a racketeer of itself. When I say racketeer, Democrat Party, it never used to be that way. There's been some horrible Democrat presidents. There's been some horrible Republican presidents, Bush, who I voted for. There's been some really unqualified presidents, right? We all know that on both sides. Let's be honest, Bush, but Jimmy Carter, but not like this. This is organized crime. Don't let it fool you, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrat Party is organized crime that sticks together and running this nation to the ground. That's why when you can disagree on a lot, and I disagree on some things that Trump's doing, you got to say, do I want this? Do I want the future with J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, or some other candidate that's out there, a wild card? Or do I want, they're not going to be perfect either, right? Or do I want this radical socialism, loving illegal people? They don't even love illegal people. Why am I saying that? Don't care about American people. All they care about is themselves. And I'm going to go a little farther. You're not going to hear any other station. I don't think they even care about their family. And they don't care about illegals. All they care about is setting up votes. Cheating. That's what they do. Cheat. They ran that party to the ground. It's a damn shame. Because I said, if you're new to this channel, I like competition. Don't you guys like competition? I know MAGA's saying, no, let's continue to win. I agree. But you know it and I know it. Let's be honest with ourselves. We like competition. We like to hear different views. That makes sense. And you need two parties. Never forget that. But the way it's gone, we might not have two parties. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Catherine, how are you? Thanks for telling me. I appreciate that. Hello, Catherine.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit
That was very nice.
Save.
New Blue Buffalo Love Made Fresh. Let's
Bro, it was really nice.
how he loves them most.
Uh, you want to debate me live?
The natural ingredients you trust for superior nutrition. New from Blue Buffalo. It's
Trump is the mob.
made fresh.
He's acting like one. Hey, somebody who said I don't reply to a single comment. How about drop a couple fazools in here? If you really want to get a comment, drop some donations. We'll forward 100% to the homeless people that we fight on here. And I already know what comment you're going to make back to that. I can already read your mind. But go ahead. If it's that important, you want to put it out there for everybody, send a donation. We'll pass it along to less fortunate people. That's what we do on here. You know? Yeah, Mike. Love it. Whoa. Mike, I got to send you a shirt out. 2 high five, fist bump. Great response, Mike. Unbelievable response. You got to laugh, guys. If you can't laugh, you can't go on, right? Yeah, Carr, I agree. I agree with that. Release the files. They already did. Not the files you want to hear. So once you just put in that sentence or that comment, rather, excuse me, I want to hear that. I know what you want to hear. You want to hear that Trump's on there, right? You're not going to hear it because he's not. So, why don't you ask the last administration to drop the list? Why didn't you ask Biden, Kamala, Nancy Pelosi, Pocahontas, Barack Obama? Ask them to give the Epstein list. Give me a break. Give me a break on all that. Absolutely. Trump's not on the list. I mean, seriously, Debbie. It's out there. They already listed it. Oh, thank you, Cooper, for telling me that. Hey, shout out to Cooper. Speaking of moderators and little subscribers. Sandra, how are you? Good evening. Good morning, good evening, wherever you're coming in at. Good afternoon, I don't know. Yeah, that was a good one, Ozzy, from Mike. I got the best of the best in here. I enjoy dancing in the ballroom. Absolutely. I'll dance all night long in that ballroom. I'll dance all night in the ballroom. I don't want to play basketball in the White House. I don't want to go into small offices that smell like cigarette smoke. Not that I'm against cigarettes. The East Wing, is modified, beautiful, nicey nice. For who? For Trump? No. For Trump, for the next president, for the next Democrat president. So he did it with his money and donors. Somebody asked about the ballroom. So why not fix up the White House? We're not paying for it. I'll go a little farther. Even if I was, so what? But we're not. Yes, Ozzy, a little bit too much wine. I know you say so. That's the truth, though, right? You know, what's wrong with modifying or making the White House nice? Aren't we supposed to set an example? Should we look nice or faccia bruta? Thank you for that $5 donation. Rage B4. Well, hell, even the Democrat minority leaders admitted that they're using the shutdown as a leverage. You're exactly right. First of all, thank you for the donation, but more importantly, thank you for that comment. Great comment. That's true. You got to give them this, though. They admitted it. So, a great comment. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, the Democrats are responsible. 40 billion. I know we're the Argentinian I'm not real happy about. My tripod's like moving. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Democrats don't want to get along. I don't know. I think they're sticking together still. AOC's the dangerous one. She can depart from the party. Not depart, excuse me. What did I just say? Call myself out. She's got to watch her. She's sneaky. She could be one that kind of like, yeah, she could separate a little bit and say some things that they don't want to say. She's dangerous. 40 billion, this money for American. Trump is taking himself down. Awesome. Dirty Dog 97. Thank you for the comment, but I disagree 100%, but that's your opinion. And on here, we, as long as you read Crystal's message, our moderator, I have no problem with disagreement, but you're 100% off. She's not smart and educated at all. All right? She just knows to play the game. Okay? She got it wrong. She's not smart. She's not educated. But she plays the game, and she knows how to play the game. So, I guess you could say she's smart on playing the game. I'll give you that. But smart as far as politics, not even close. Not even close. I hear you, Debbie. What's my opinion on NBA? Well, it's certainly not going to help the NBA. You know, is it going to go away? No. There's going to be more players. We talked about it, but everybody bear with me. Somebody might have just been coming on, and that's nicely. You're going to have more players involved. I'm going to predict about, I think I said 100 earlier, probably about close to 100 players and probably some more referees and coaches. Does it hurt the game? I know some friends of mine who bet pretty big on it or not betting on it tonight. We'll see. Everything passes. It's not going to destroy the NBA, but they're definitely going to keep a close look on the NBA. We got a World Series start tomorrow, I believe. They're gonna look at that. We got football games tonight, and then Saturday. Yes, there's a game on tonight, Division II or whatever. And they're gonna be looking at sports closer. Will it destroy it? No. You know why I won't destroy sports? Because sports gets boring. But when you have action on it, it makes it fun, and the players want to have fun. But it's illegal to go under organized crime. So there's my answer. Thank you, Debbie. Do I think ICE is doing a good job? No, they're doing a great job. Thank you. They're doing a great job. By the way, these guys are Democrats, Republicans, Independents, or gay, they're straight, and they're getting harassed. And I'm saying it now. I hope I'm wrong. Eventually, somebody's going to get hurt very bad in ICE. It's a shame. So they're doing a good job, a great job. They're earning what did they get paid? $80,000 to start? I'd pay them $200,000. It's a dangerous job. I'm super glad we got Trump back too. Yeah, The best. He wins. Get over it. Who else has got a flag like that? Yeah.
21st downs in Minnesota.
Oh, what another great comment. Ozzy. Man. I know you're saying, great comment. AOC learned from the bar stool. Well, she did. It might not be a bad thing, no, Ozzy. You know? I'm just saying. And that's that. It's a very dangerous job. Being an ICE agent, being in law enforcement is a scary job. I have always said they should always pay more. You know? That's a great comment, Mike. Mike, you too. Ozzy. Too much wine. Might be a good thing, Ozzy. You know, you learn on the bar stool. You can learn. But did you learn the correct way in AOC? That's the thing. That's the dilemma.
January, you hopefully get healthy and you make a stretch run. I mean, it feels like
Yep.
type of
Josh said you drug him in? Christopher? I don't know. Who's Josh? Oh,
look at the 49ers right
I don't know.
now. They were a mess. We had them. They came in
Lost me on that.
Rams in overtime. Beat Atlanta the other night.
Serious question. Who the hell is it? Sorry, Whiskey. I'm like CNN. I like to add words in. Who is AOC? Yeah.
Has a lot to do. If you got that guy, you get dinged at quarterback, you got the right guy there.
I'm not going to go over the Epstein files. I went over it too many times. Go back and watch my shorts. Or other lives, excuse me. I talked about it a few minutes ago. The list is out there. Go look at it. It's just not the names that you want to see. Prayers are with the victims involved. That's all I have to say on the Epstein files at the moment. Once again, thank you for that donation, Rage B4. Appreciate it. I think the Democrats are purposely trying to start another summer of love 2.0, but instead of just the summer, they will do this the entire presidency till it gets really violent. Yeah, you know, thank you once again. You got some good comments. First of all, thank you. Great comment. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. We'll forward that up to the homeless people, so it is for a great cause. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I think you might be right. But, you know, I do believe, I'm not contradicting myself, I believe 8 years from now, the Democrat Party will fix itself. Yes or no? Not tomorrow. But I think in 8 years or less, they're going to fix some of this corruption, hating Americans, because they don't like Democrats. They don't like their own party. I think in 8 years, they'll fix it. You know, it can't go on. Most of us know that. Mega, you know that. You don't have to say it on here. Doesn't mean we have to vote for Republican or Democrat, but you need the parties. I think 8 years, maybe 6. It could be less. It could be less. But yeah, great comment. My new Epstein was alive. You think so? Is he at one of these poker games? Gas prices, they're good. Gas prices are down. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Maybe you live in California. If you live in California, that's your governor's fault. Because there's refineries there they can open up. Richard, how are you? Good to see you. Richard, thank you for your support. Appreciate you on these lives. I see you on here a lot. Thank you, Richard. Seriously, thank you. So I don't know what you're talking about, the gas prices. Prices are going down. Eggs are $1 a buck. Everything's down. Everything's better with Trump. And he's taking down the mob. Taking down the NBA. Yeah. He's not afraid of anybody. When you take down 5 families in New York and the NBA and more sports, what's that tell you? Oh, well, Trump didn't do it. Kash Patel, Trump's involved. What's that tell you about a leader? He's not afraid of anybody. I mean, he almost lost his life. You know, a little bit more over. He's probably not with us or brain dead. You know, so he's not afraid of anybody. He's not afraid of Elon Musk. Certainly not afraid of the Democrat Party. They're just making an ass out of themselves. Now, if you're coming in this channel, is Trump perfect? Hell no. Well, he's a hell of a lot better than what we had. And a hell of a lot better than most presidents in our lifetime. And that's saying a lot because we had Reagan and Clinton. He's much better than both of them put together. My opinion. I know I made some people pissed off, but it's my opinion. He's better than both of them, and they were very good presidents.
Maybe a week from Sunday.
So,
True. Yeah, tough one to come back, but you know, you will have more time to be able to not just heal up, but actually get out on the practice field
I got eggs today for $2.
with his guys and
$2.
improve.
Walmart. Or $2.99 maybe. I'm sorry. Maybe it was $3. Sorry. Maybe it was $2.99. There's always a 99, right? $2.99. I know it wasn't $1.99. Whatever. Everything's down. We get the everything's good. Ending wars, 8 wars ended. Trying to end a 9th war. Everything's just good, guys. Relax, kick back. You got to put your work into things. If you're sitting back and you're complaining and you're not doing well, but guess what? When I don't do well in my business, I look at myself. It's always easy to say it's somebody else's fault. It's the governor's fault. It's the mayor's fault. It's the president's fault. No. If you have a small business or or if you're working for something, it's probably your fault. Do better. Get another, work in another environment. If you have a business, work harder at your business. Don't take it for granted. I know the tariffs. I've been hit by the tariffs a little bit. But guess what? We're climbing out of that. And for those who want to debate on tariffs, if you don't have tariffs, we don't have a nation. Why should other countries take control of the United States? Think about it. I agree 100% is too much. Trump doesn't mean that. You guys know that. Trump doesn't mean that. He's going to go high. They go low. We catch them around the middle. I'd go 100 too. I'd go 200% on tariffs. So, January 6th. You really want to talk about January 6th? Why don't you call 1-800-Nancy Pelosi? Call her up. You'll get your January 6th. God bless if you own a farm. I run a farm. I used to have a my family had a farm business there for a while. Farmers are in a complicated situation with the illegals. I'm not going to get into all that, but it's complicated. Absolutely, Pelosi. She's organized crime too. I'm not joking. Yeah. Sure, there were some conservative people in the January 6th. If I want to make you a little happy so you can go to sleep, sure. But it was majority of these radical left and Nancy Pelosi. I know, Bruce. You're right. You're right. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm smoking. Somebody gave it to me. It's a good cigar. And I probably should smoke it because who's ever watching would say, how come you're not smoking it? It's a good cigar. Thank you for saying that in the comment. It's a monster cigar. Look at that. I don't know. It's a good cigar. Hey, thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Pelosi said no. That was funny. I'll give you that. It is so much cheaper in the red states. That's a fact, Lemon J. Thank you for putting that comment. Short and sweet. Great comment. Antifa is another organized crime. Those who are talking about Antifa. More crimes in red states? I don't think so. But I appreciate your comment. Not even close. Is there crime in red states? Absolutely. You can rephrase that question. There is crime in red states, but not like blue states. Not even close.
Late 80s, 87. Wentz goes down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack. Rough night for Carson on every
Yeah.
level, including
Yeah, Pelosi's not she is a crooked as you can get. And she's been in politics for 40 years. And each year she gets worse and worse. She is the worst of the worst of the worst. And don't care about anybody but herself. I don't even think she cares about her poor husband. You know, when her husband, and that's a shame what happened to him. When he got beaten up, I don't even think she cares about her. She's just one. These Democrats, and when I say these Democrats, I'm not talking to anybody on here. I'm talking about the party. Are nuts. Are completely lost their mind. They really have. They're the worst I've ever seen in my lifetime. And Barack Obama started it, by the way. So let's stop faking it. Barack Obama started it. He planted the seed. Let's be honest. And it grew into an oak tree.
I present to you
He started
the
it.
world's most protected business.
Barack Obama started it. Another horrible president.
it prevents malicious threats. How are people supposed to
He started it, and it grew. And now it's stopped. And I think it's going to be stopped for a very long time. Rage before, appreciate it. Sadly, they are actually starting a website app that only shows where ICE agents are. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. They are purposely starting to find. Yeah, you know, I'm first of all, wow, you got some great comments. You know how to get me going. First of all, you do not have to. Thank you. Stop right there. I appreciate those donations, but we will forward them. You know, I'm glad you brought it up because how the hell can they come up with an app to know where the ICE agents are? That's how bad that the Democrat Party is. And that's how they're going to ambush these ICE agents. Hello? An app, ICE is 500 feet away, quarter mile away. Get away. I don't know. How are they getting away with that, Mike? Can somebody ask me? How the hell are we letting that go? How is Trump not stopped? That needs to be stopped. An app to notify ICE, to let you know when ICE agents are coming. That's not a game. These are bad people, bad men, some women, organized drug cartels, murders, rapists. That's bad. We need to get rid of that. I have an app on the phone to tell you when ICE is coming. You know who's encouraging that? The governor of Chicago, Portland, Newsom, and the list continues. Many more names. But I'll be nice. We cannot have that. Thank you for bringing that up. ICE App Tracker. Is that what it's called, Richard? ICE App Tracker. Yeah. How are we letting that go? Trump talked about it. I'm going to call Trump out on that a little bit. He needs to stop that. That should not be implemented. No, we don't want that. Look, Trump said today, I'm not making this up. He says, I'm okay with a protest. He said it. That was great words. I get it. No, he didn't say I get it. I'm putting words. But he said, I'm okay with these protests. But I wish he would have talked about the app. And he did. But I wish he would have said, we will take that app down. But he didn't. He might have been in a good mood. But, yeah, I don't think most of us care about these. By the way, this No King protest, it was nothing. It was a quarter of Americans. A quarter. They sound like there was a major protest. Bullshit. It was nothing. It was really nothing. But Trump said, I'm okay with it, you know. He said, I'm okay with it, but I don't like you go any farther. Does your boyfriend know you do this? Yes. Yes, he does. He's in another room. Go find him. Donation, I think you said, what do I do with them? We pass them along to the homeless. We have short videos every day. We help out the homeless on here. Thanks for asking. No, but I'm not against homosexual. Live your life. Enjoy what you do. And Trump's not against it either. I've said this last night. He's not against any of this. He's against men and women's sports and bathrooms, but he's not against, to each his own. You know? Do you have a wife? I guess. She's probably watching another channel. Trump's not against, yeah, he's not against, sorry. Yeah, he's not against anybody. Why do I think there's a lot of trans shooters? There's a lot of everybody shooters, right? Mangione was Italian. You have blacks. You have whites. You know, I think it's unfair. Oh, you sound like a Democrat all of a sudden. No, I sound like American way. It's unfair to call out all transgenders. We've seen gay transgenders recently, but you see all kinds of rich physicians, all kinds of shooters. So what do I think? I don't know. I think when you're 15 or 18 years old, you shouldn't get involved in changing. And I've heard this from transgenders. Sure you have. Yeah, they're on YouTube. Check them out. There's a transgender conservative. Or she, he, you know, does a good job. Was against it. Trump supporter. So, all right, I'll move on. Absolutely. Use the hotline. Maybe we'll get a hotline on here. That game's fixed. Organized crime. Fixed. All right. It's not a Cuban, but Cubans are good. I think it's a Dominican from a friend. I tore off the wrapper. But it's not a Cuban. Yeah, I thought that was great, Lemon J. 2076. You know, they changed the YouTube like format, like adding numbers and, you know, I gotta tell you, I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're changing the whatever. Yeah, Janine. Hey, Matt. So right. And that's that. And that's that. You're right, Janine. The country would be destroyed if Harris was president. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think the country would be like gone. I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, it would be destroyed in so many ways. So I'll go a little farther. I don't think any Democrat right now is fit to run this nation. I mean, the only one I say is Josh Shapiro. You know, you would think I love the guy. I wouldn't vote for him, but he's the only one. But you know, he's the governor of Pennsylvania. But they're all like corrupted and. But yeah, she would. This country would be so upside down again. Worse. It would be worse than the Biden committee, because she would be her own committee. So it would be destroyed with Kamala, not a committee. So yes, and a few others on here agree on that. Bernie, he's 185 years old. He's one of those collecting Social Security probably. Yeah. Hey, I just want to say once again, thank you for your attendance. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Appreciate all the moderators and members. You see me looking up, I just looking at the game. Look, Trump's the best. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Hey, Linda, thanks for your comment. Kathy, have a beautiful rest of your evening and a great Friday ahead and a great weekend. If I don't see you, I will be live tomorrow. Thank you, Kathy, for your support all the time. You know what I mean? I know you're saying. Thank you. Let's continue. How old am I? I'm 20. Bernie's the GOAT. I'll say this. Bernie's a good talker. Does that make you happy? He believes in his own bullshit. He doesn't act old. Disagree 100% of his politics, but
Choose the road. Choose your people. Choose your shot.
great comment, Janine.
To get in there. Even better. Get out.
Hairline check. I got no hair. Hairline check. Got no hair. Traven, how are you?
Just choose.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Hey, I just want to I'll give everybody about 3 minutes for those who are chatting among each other to say their good nights. I appreciate we cover this. It's going to be an ongoing situation with the five families, organized crime, and NBA, and I'm sure it's going to lead to NFL and maybe other sports. Trump is, he doesn't care who you are. Nobody's above the law. Thank you, Ozzy. And maybe we'll cover it one more time. We'll see. I'm waiting to see what names on the unorganized crime that they're going to say. I'm just curious of some of these names that I might know of. And also, I'm curious how many more NBA stars go. Will be LeBron James? Maybe not. How many more refs, if any more? Coaches? We'll see how this all... But this is big news. Big news. And just tells you there's still organized crime, just not exposed. They're there. Your biggest organized crime is your people in suits behind the scenes, if you wouldn't mind me saying it, you know what I mean. And hope that they get these people that are involved in this and suffer the consequences. And also these NBA. I mean, I don't feel sorry for them, but what I do feel sorry for, we need to work on these addictions. I'm not saying excusing any of these guys, but and by the way, real quick, let me just say this. I know I said 3 minutes. If you're young, maybe you're thinking about going to college and playing basketball, do your thing. Stay clean. Play the game. Don't get caught into any of this betting, right? Don't do it. And for those who gamble, you know what you can gamble. Have fun with it. Don't chase. Have fun. Bet small. Bet what you can afford. And anybody who's getting into high school, if you're young, maybe you're not commenting. You're getting. I should have said this earlier when there's a lot of people. And maybe you get in the draft in the NBA. Stay away from it. Play your game. Win your game. Do the best you can. And that goes for anything in life, right? That's all we can do. So hopefully I gave you guys a little entertainment. Gave you my view. You don't have to believe it, but that's what it is. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next live. Thank you so very much for all your support. Whoa, dropping a bang. Rage Before, thank you so much. Not on notice, my friend. Love you. Thank you so much. We'll make sure. Check out the short videos, guys. You'll see where I have plenty of the money that we have on here that we forwarded on. Unless somebody says, Sal, get a cigar or get some wine or get some things, we'll do it. But, we like to forward it along. We're able to do that. Thank you so much, guys. See you on the next live. God bless. Rage Before, thank you, my friend. God bless you. Appreciate all the moderators. Take care, guys. Believe in yourself. God bless. The hell did I just do here?